Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we are back in another live stream. And yes, I have to start with my memes made by artificial intelligence, these images that do not exist, but maybe they will predict the future. You know that I'm kind of Nostradamus myself, and in some kind of timeline, wacky timeline, maybe Meghan Markle gets to be POTUS. In other words, pathological operator tricking under spotlight. That's the meaning, right? I mean, everyone, anybody that has that position, that is pretty much the description. You know that I'm not for many politicians, and I don't trust them that much. Anyone, any single one of them. But we got the news, or everybody got the news, that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, after the death of Dianne Feinstein, he picked California's new United States Senator LaFonza Butler. As we mourn the enormous loss of Senator Feinstein, the very freedoms she fought for, reproductive freedom, equal protection, and safety from gun violence, have never been under greater assault, blah, blah, blah. So that's what his appointment. I'm not going to go political. I have a political channel, by the way. Today, a bit later, like an hour, by the way, I'm going to have another live stream on the body language guy, and possibly it will be connected to a third live stream tonight with that third channel that I'm talking about. And maybe I will be I will be a bit political in there. But right now, all that chit chat about Meghan, can you imagine that this is like dystopian? This is rather strange. Watching TMZ having a headline and a photo that combines Meghan Markle with Gavin Newsom. That's rather, this is the sign of the times. We are facing crazy times, and without getting too political, and I would like to warn you one thing. Some of you might not be aware of my political stances, but I'm from being a hippie, practically a literal hippie in my teens, and as a teenager, I've grown a bit traditional, a bit conservative, especially in topics that, well, especially family. Family is very important for me. So I don't want to get too political, but one thing is for sure, and I have to say this right here, even if it's Royal Rogue, if the powers that are currently pulling the strings in the US government allow for such an illegal bleeding at the border, that crisis at the south border of the United States, Meghan Markle's career in US politics can happen if, a big if, she suits their agenda. And since their agenda is crazy as, well, it's crazy, it's a real possibility. Anything can happen. We're seeing crazy things, very wacky things. And this is just an exercise on entertainment. This is just for entertainment purposes. And by the way, that's why Piers Morgan, the original Meghan dumped friend. Oh, he was not the original, but one of the most notorious friends dumped by Meghan, blocked from her contacts list. He created what could have been, or what could be, the manifesto of President Meghan. So it's not only me that I'm making these jokes about the possibility of POTUS Meghan Markle, but Piers did it as well for the New York Post, and I'm going to read a few of the items of this manifesto, this mock-up manifesto. 1. A return to full British monarchy rule in America within 10 years, with an exclusive monarch for the United States drafted from the existing royal family. The selection process for this new U.S. monarch will be restricted to members of the royal family who were born in America. To clarify, that's me. That would be on point. Second, all other members of the royal family will have their U.S. visas revoked immediately. This may sound incredibly mean and petty, But that's because I am incredibly mean and petty. If they want to come to America, they must first agree to bow and kneel to me live on CNN. Third, the rest of the British people, however, will be afforded special high speed immigration refugee status. Yes, all 67 million of them. Nobody needs to tell me how awful their country is or how terribly oppressive, racist, cruel, and nasty life can be there. It's honestly worse than any war zone. This policy will be called Finding Freedom from Brutal Britain. That is catchy. I like that. A double alliteration in a single sentence. Wow. This has some words, but I'm gonna say them out loud because that's what adds color to the article. Number 4, I'll hold an emergency meeting with Vladimir Putin in Moscow to pussy whip him back into his dictatorial little box and make him my weak, pathetic, groveling little doormat like I did with Harry. And finally, there are many more in the original piece. I'm going to read only 5 of them. I will move immediately to have Donald Trump barred via constitutional amendment from ever being president again. If there's one thing I can't abide, it's public figures who spew damaging lies on TV. Such appallingly disingenuous conduct should be disqualifying for anyone who wants to be in the White House. That would be absolutely epic. Epic piece. Epic piece from Piers Morgan. By the way, some of you are saying that, yes, Meghan is watching me closely. I know that she is. And she must have already printed this at home, at Montecito, printed at her, her office and stuff, and added that to her vision board. She has added this to her vision board. Oh, that nice pictures. Thanks, Royal Rogue. Oh no, my God, I'm helping the enemy here. How could I? And speaking of doormat Harry, Marjorie Minch Superstar said something regarding one topic that I'm gonna address right in a minute. But I need to say this. Marjorie said, nah, he wouldn't then look like a lychee that has been rolling about on a hairdresser's floor. And I said, this is the single most magnificent piece of literature that I've read on Twitter, like in the whole year. But he looks like a lychee that has been rolling about on a hairdresser's floor. Oh my God, it was magnificent. The texture, the colors, what it evokes, the image, it's everything. I would not say that you can smell that image because that will be quite gross on my part, but I did that. Let's go to my artificial intelligence app, Midjourney, and ask Midjourney directly without any filters, without any add-ons, without specifying anything else. Please paint for me a lychee that has been rolling about on a hairdresser's floor. And this was the first attempts. Maybe it was not that hairy. He pictured an actual hairy lychee. And I know what you are thinking because I thought the same, and I will not say it out loud, and you will not say it in the comments, or you can say it in the comments. You are free to do so as well, because this absolutely looks like, yes, what you are thinking. Yeah, this looks like it. Like those 2 things that Meghan keeps at a little box in a secret location, in a vault somewhere. Well, it looks like it. So it's appropriate at the same time. It's like it's a full circle. A joke, a literary joke about describing Harry, and we have this. It's magnificent. And just to keep on the jokes until before moving on the next topic, this was Charles' voicemail on Twitter as well. Hello Magazine playing their silly little games again. They put in their headline, Kevin Costner thanks Prince Harry, Meghan Markle for incredible weekend in first statement since shocking divorce settlement photos. And on Instagram, the real words, the actual words of Kevin Costner were quite general. like nothing specific about the Montecito duo. These were his words. Happy weekend, guys. It will be hard for me to beat the incredible time we had last weekend with 1805SB supporting the vital first responders of our area. They have seen us through some tremendously difficult times, and it felt great to be a part of helping our community to come together to celebrate their efforts. There's no winch and wink here. What is that? What is that name that they are called? Winch and Hinch. I don't remember that nickname. Meghan and Harry. No Meghan and Harry mentioned here. That's absolutely bollocks. That was absolutely made up. But I was mentioning this comment from Marjorie Minch Superstar about the lychee and the hairdresser stuff. Pretty gross stuff. Because some accounts, not only Laird of the Manor, were making this kind of a statement again. Another of these theories that Harry is, well, you know what? I don't like to see. I like to talk about this conspiracy theories because that keeps on hammering the fact of Diana. And you know that side of Diana that I think is not respectful. And I am a huge fan of Prince William, and I know he doesn't like that at all. Not the panorama interview, not talking about his mom in that way, not his mother being featured in The Crown, and much less, well, what implies this, what this conspiracy theories imply. But left, Prince Henry Charles Albert David, and right, William Alexander Sidney Herbert the 18th, Earl of Pembroke. And I am not gonna mention, as I'm telling you, the story of alleged story behind this comparison, but I'm going to put my 2 cents. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in terms of what I see in Harry and his likeness to Prince Philip. And I know that many of you you don't attack me. Not even the sugars, the sausage squad attack me. I cannot be attacked. I'm way too charming, you know, and humble as well. But it's like you disagree with the fact that Harry absolutely looked like a young Prince Philip. And it's like I always had those James Hewitt doubts, like, oh, is this conspiracy true? He looks like, absolutely looks like, but this sealed the deal for me. Facial structure, ears, and chin. Harry's face has changed over the years due to all the bad juju, but this comparison with a young Prince Philip speaks for itself. In fact, I have a new tool here, and I can go right now. I'm going to bring directly what I was mentioning about James Hewitt, because I tweeted that, and I want to show you that they always use the same image of Harry and James Hewitt to make that comparison. I want to put it in here. I did not include that in the slides, but I can do some tech magic right now and jump to they deleted the post. Maybe they didn't like the post. They didn't like it. There we go. So I tweeted this, and I find it funny and amusing that people made sure to pick a photo of Harry where he doesn't even look like himself to compare with James Hewitt. And to be fair, James Hewitt totally looks like he was a distant cousin of the Spencers. So there's that. So maybe it's just a coincidence. But yes, I think he absolutely looks like Prince Philip. And the main difference is that Philip's eyes were sweet, kind, and compassionate. Harry used to have a more piercing and juvenile fire in his eyes. And some of you were also mentioning, I'm going to tell you who said that. I want to mention Tasha Jordan on Twitter. Tasha Jordan mentioned, it's funny that Prince Philip had such compassionate and kind eyes, and he was so unfiltered with everyone. And sometimes even mean, but mean can depend on who receives who is in the receiving end of the words. It always depends on who receives the words. But I always prefer someone that is brutally honest with me, and not someone who is a spineless snake that wants to be good with everyone. You know who am I talking about? So uh, I get that point, but there's this likeness that you cannot deny. And also, Harry and Charles have the same nose shape. Harry's nose shape could be a bit more bulbous, but this is also a bit could be a bit of accumulated pain. That is part of physiognomy, how the face changes along the years, depending on your emotions, depending on your lifestyle, depending on the flow of your energy, and depending on the flow of energy of the people you surround yourself with. Yeah, that can change. I'm not gonna, of course, I'm not gonna talk about anyone in particular in this moment, but the abuse of certain substances can also distort the shape of your face and the structure of the soft tissue. Although eye separation between Charles and Harry is exact, it's on point. Also, mouth shape, lips, teeth structure. So it's like this. It's like we were talking earlier. It's funny to entertain these theories just for entertain. It's entertaining, I understand, but sometimes I like just to point out that even if I can share those conspiracy theories, this is my actual stance on this stuff. Now, having said that, this photo from 2013 of Harry, it's incredible the change that we see over 10 years. I have made many memes of Harry in many ways. I haven't used photos of that back in time. I've used most photos from 2016 because it was a special year. But this photo from 2013, you can see that there's a change in that expression. I tried to use two pictures that were rather neutral. And this is the thing that happens. And some of you, by the way, this is another, before going back to these pictures, I want to know, because this is my opinion. I see Harry on the photo on the left. And for me, as an artist, as someone who admires physical beauty and has drawn, painted both male and female faces and the figure and anatomy, for me, I can say that Harry is handsome. Okay, it's in my opinion, Harry is objectively handsome. Okay, this is what I think. I know I'm trying to separate character from the person and how he looked. Maybe you have another opinion. Maybe I will start a poll. Was Harry handsome when younger? I want to see what you think about this. And please try to be objective as you can. Yes or no. It's as simple as that. And maybe you can add nuances in the comments. And already seeing that yes and no jumping back and forth. We're gonna check in 5 minutes. In my opinion, he had a very strong jawline, very long neck, nice eye to nose to ear ratio, nice lips. By the way, the nose is still very manly. Harry's nose is something that portrays a person's character. So that's why I'm completely against rhinoplasty, as long as if, for example, if you need it for breathing reasons, if you need it to breathe better, then you absolutely need maybe some kind of surgery will be needed. But rhinoplasty for cosmetic reasons, I don't know, it usually changes your character. Okay? Maybe at some point, maybe if you feel more confident, there are people that change their nose and they pretty happy with it. But it depends, because I always think of Barbara Streisand, and Barbara Streisand's character and personality is pretty much her nose, and also the resonance of her voice is also her nose, the facial structure. So it's something that is very delicate. And ears, I think so many people having cosmetic surgery on their ears. Please don't do that. That not only affects character, but also affects the flow of energy throughout your body, because there's a lot of points of energy going around, and this area is extremely delicate, and that's why too many piercings also affect that area. This is a topic that I have been studying for years. It's something very delicate. You can have a tiny hole to have earrings. That usually doesn't matter that much, especially in that area. But when you begin to add piercings and along the lobe, that could, especially of certain metals, you have to be careful. You have to document yourself. I prefer to go against that. Absolutely no piercings in in the nose, please. But going back, let's see how oh my God, it's 50-50. 400 votes, 50-50. 400 votes, 50-50. I'm gonna copy and paste. I can copy and paste this. I'm not lying to you. This is 50-50 right now on YouTube. Okay? 50% consider Harry handsome when he was younger. 50% do not. I understand that character biases a lot of things about our appreciation of someone's appearance. That could be what's happening here. I think he won the genetic lottery. He was really handsome. In my opinion, he had a lot of charisma. But the problem is that you see the change, and it's not for the better. And it's very hard. It's extremely hard for a man with such genetics to age the way Harry has aged. Because you know that men don't need much to age gracefully. You have to really try hard. It's like Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe should take care of himself a bit more. He has let himself go in many ways, so I don't think he's a good example. But Harry could have been, and in my opinion, as well, maybe Russell Crowe and younger Harry, were at the same level of handsomeness. You know that it's this level of handsomeness. It's just an opinion. Maybe we can compare pictures. But there's a big problem in terms of how your character along the years, you show your true character, not only in your actions, but it ends up showing in your face. It will ultimately show in your face, and you cannot do anything about that. And that is what is happening here. The eye expression has been changing to lack of energy, sadness. Harry's at an age, and allegedly at a freedom, that he should have beaming with energy, with hope. He had that hope and optimism 10 years ago. He had it in his eyes, and he lost it. And that's one of the reasons why he looks so miserable. I think it's a thing of being Lizzie. I take good manners over looks any day. Well, I agree, but if in fact good manners and being cheerful and being optimistic can beautify yourself a lot, like a lot, I can tell you. That helps a lot. Thanks, DA, for your super sticker. All right. And Neuropsych Sina has a very good point. Just like the portrait of Dorian Gray, it is showing on his face. Yes, it's like that burden. You look at a person's face, and physiognomy is not only the way that you can assess their character and personality, but the way the burden of certain emotions have left those those lines on their faces. It's very easy when you see my face, for example. You see these two lines, okay? These two small lines, okay? In my between my brows, see two symmetrical lines. A very very easy tip about my personality and anyone who has two very defined lines is someone that is very critical, very analytic, sometimes too critical, too analytic. And so, yes, we developed. I did not have these two lines as a teenager. I did not have these two lines as Mark 20 years ago. And as time passes by, those wrinkles signal, okay, there's this expression that he's doing over and over again, like this expression, hours in this way, writing, reading, and at some point, yeah, those lines are going to be perpetual, and I have those perpetual lines. So anyone that knows physiognomy and looks at my face immediately knows that I am a highly analytical person, and if they want to persuade or convince or just have a conversation with me, they have to address that analytical side, and will be much easier. So to persuade me of anything, that is a clue that is in my face, that is obvious, that is the way that we can guess people's personality and character from people's faces. And that's what happening with Harry, because it's like that sadness begins to weigh, especially in your eyes. And why are eyes so important? Eyes are so important because we have specialized areas of our brain just to focus on eyes, eyes shape, the iris, the expression, every single gesture, every single movement, blinking, everything. Okay, just focusing on the eyes. There's a dedicated area just to read eyes. There's so many things we can see we can say with our eyes. You know, when you can just talk with a person in silence, the way they are looking in a circumstance, you look at each other and without saying anything, you know what the other person is thinking. We can do that thanks to those areas in the brain. That's why I also suggest that you have to focus on the eyes and my body language analysis. Oh my God, that has been fascinating to talk about all this with you. This has been a rather different live stream, right? Talking a lot about body language. And by the way, remember that if you want to download, I recommend that you download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video or in the bio of any platform that you're watching. If you are used to subtitles on my videos, by the way, you can see them on YouTube or Facebook if you activate them in the options. Let's see how is our, my God, almost 800 votes. Our poll. How is our poll? There's our poll on screen. Okay, no, 51%, 49%. Oh my God, this looks like an election. You're voting for an election. Was Harry handsome when younger? That's yes, no, it's relative. Perhaps beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I can tell you in my objective opinion that Harry was objectively handsome when he was younger. It's my point of view, and well, this picture says a lot. Oh my God, half an hour has flew. We got 1 minute. Let me see one of your comments. Yes, Holly, I agree when Harry's away from Meghan. Megwah, he is all smiles and happy. Yes, I agree on Harry's eyes being less than now. Okay, this is Brenda's opinion. Never was attractive, not inside or out. Well, this is your point of view. That's nice. My God, heavenly clouds. Misery loves company. Meghan is the misery and Harry is the company. Oh my God, cannot disagree. My royal rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the royal rogue. And until we meet on another video or another live, I will have another live in 30 minutes on the body language guy about that YouTube prank that went really bad. So I will wait for you there. So until we meet another video or another live, remember the two most important words: much love and bliss. Take care. I love you all.